So I wanted to talk about COVID. As we sit here, we're early in 2022. COVID is pretty bad. Cases are going up, and quite frankly, COVID is likely to be with us for a while. So I wanted to ask you, as a select board member, what would you do to keep Natick residents safe from COVID?
It's a really good question, and it's something that it's something that's really important to me. Obviously, I mean, as anyone, but as a parent, like your kids are very much a conduit for exposure to COVID, and it's bad and it's scary. And I think that there are things we can do. I want to be careful about what the select board's scope of authority is here, so I'm not like over saying what they can do, right? And I think our town government has done a really good job on some things. I do want to say that, as far as COVID goes, I think our Department of Health have been great with, kind of keeping people informed and helping us, get like when we had a vaccine clinic for the kids through NPS. I think that was great as well. But I do think that there are areas where we can do more. So, one thing that's specific to the select board is about vaccine mandates. So the select board enacted a vaccine mandate for town employees in last year, I guess now in 2021. And that is a good step, but the vaccine mandate they enacted was somewhat weak in comparison to other municipalities, and even in comparison to the one enacted by the school committee. So the select board's vaccine mandate allows any employee who doesn't want to take the vaccine to just opt out and test once a week. And as we know with Omicron, if you test once a week, that can be too late, and that employee may have exposed people that they interact with on behalf of our town to COVID. And I don't think that's right. I think there have to be exemptions for health purposes, obviously for religious reasons, but there doesn't need to be a all-purpose opt-out where just anyone can where essentially it becomes optional to take the vaccine. And that's what our school committee recognized, and they voted unanimously for a policy for school employees that does not have such an opt-out. And I think our select board should do the same, especially in light of as you mentioned, in light of the rising cases now. I also think that select board members can, even in the areas that they don't have direct control over, can advocate for changes. So, in terms of an indoor mask mandate in Natick, I think that advocating before the health board for something like that, I think would be a good idea. And more broadly, advocating at the state level for changes that we need, I think would be good. I think that people are understandably very fatigued with COVID. I know I am, but at the same time, there are members of our community who are immunocompromised who rely on us to protect them by doing the right thing, even when it might be unpopular with some. So, I think we need to continue to stay vigilant, and I think that there's a lot that the select board can and should do to keep us safe.